Hello and welcome in, all you Dragon Warrior Randomizer enthusiasts. This is the opening round of Week 4 action, and this should be a very good race. Today, we have OldVampireLady on the top left of your screen. We've got Highspirits on the top right. Stags28 is on the bottom left, and rounding out the foursome is ryguy3745 on the bottom right. My name is Hoodie Two Shoes. With me on the commentary is Aaron2U2. Aaron, what are your thoughts about this flag set and the slate of racers we got tonight?
Well, I have to admit that Random Percent is probably my least favorite flag set of the entire 5 weeks here. I'm happy to not see it in the playoffs as somebody who might get to the playoffs, but this is going to be a struggle because you have to figure out what the flags are to figure out how to play the seed. And some of that you'll figure out right away. You know, the chests are moved or if they're going to be vanilla, the enemies, how they're going to work. But there's some things that linger that can be tricky if you don't keep an eye out for them, like open Charlock.
Yeah, and even some of the ones that should be pretty easy to pick up on can trick you. Like if you get the random monster stats, you can have a noodle, but if there's regular rewards, that noodle can fool you into thinking that you have random rewards. So you just really got to pay attention to what's going on this week.
Absolutely, and for these runners, I don't know how much everyone's had a chance to practice because this was the quickest scheduled race. But the real challenge here is that, the winner is going to be in decent spot. I think OVL kind of has to win today to stay relevant, but the others, even I think with a loss, might still have a chance. We don't know where that line is going to be, if it's going to be at 15 or 16 and so on.
So there are no alternate win conditions that are tri-stated for this week, so our racers will be fighting the Dragon Lord to beat the seed. So that is not a concern for anyone. There's no Threes Company, no Cursed Princess. We're just going to be beating the Dragon Lord, and here we go.
All right, everyone's getting to talk. It looks like we do have invisible NPCs on. I get credit for the first flag call out.
And we've got some nice sprites here, beautiful. We've got a fighter's ring in the first chest, and we've got an herb in the second, so we already know that the chests are shuffled. We'll have to see when we get downstairs if they are random chest locations or not. And we do have keys.
Indeed, and I'm going to make a wild guess and say these hit points probably mean Big Swamp. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but
it's looking that way. So far, everybody heading right out to try to get some XP, seeing a Wraith in what appears, and a Rogue Scorpion. It's fair to say that we're looking at least random monster stats here.
But I think we have vanilla abilities, seeing a Red Dragon with Weak Breath and then the Spectre with Hurt.
Yeah, and that's at least if the Spectre turns out to be good, it casts Hurt quite a bit, so at least the racer should have a pretty good idea, especially with last week being so vanilla. Should be pretty familiar with what these enemies have to bear. Like this Wraith should have a heal spell if you can get it close to its minimum HP.
That's actually something that will help you figure out. Like you see that stop spell on Stag screen, you instantly know that is not the noodle. And did you just see what that experience was for level 2?
I did not know.
It was 24, but however, Highspirits already got one down, so he's already level 3.
Yep, so is that looking like potentially we've got random XP requirements as well, or are we still unsure? Because I think it's the standard fast if it's not random.
Yeah, it's definitely random. 24 would be like level 3, I think, or yeah. But he got the 24 is what the people who are dying see. So could the tracker kick the button so that we flip over to the stats? Thank you.
Oh, and we've got 7 attack power at level 1 here. Highspirits at level 3 with 13 attack power. A little bit better able, but still looks like these enemies are not giving it up the easiest here in terms of their XP.
No, and we might be in for a long one here. Seeing heal come at level 3 probably means vanilla spells, which means we're going to have to go to at least 17 to win.
And there's 37 attack power for Highspirits there with another 42, and looks like 84 XP is enough for level 7 here, and Highspirits is going to set off in search of a location here.
And seeing the spells now, this pretty much guaranteed 100% vanilla spells. You can get heal at 3 maybe, and that works out, but not the other 2 the way they did.
And it sure does look like this Rogue Scorpion is the noodle, and with the hurt spell at level 4, that will give you access to potentially killing some other stuff, but it doesn't look like anybody's been able to take anything out that hasn't been a Rogue Scorpion yet. I don't know if we can guarantee that the rewards are vanilla or not yet.
Yeah, not really going to, oh, yeah, you're right, yeah, because that would be... No, that does not look vanilla, so I think we got the double chaos with the 1 scorpion down. Double chaos? Full chaos?
Well, there's another 11 attack power. We're not getting a whole lot of other stats here, but the attack power is rising pretty decently. So potentially might not get stuck, unable to kill anything here, but, that's yet to be seen.
Yeah, Ryguy and Stags now both killing some other stuff too, getting the levels pretty easily. OVL's still kind of stuck here. Hasn't been able to figure out the mystery of the start.
Yeah, the Rogue Scorpion really is your get out of jail free card here, and it looks like you probably need to get 2 of them to get that 84 XP and get to level 7 there, where you're really going to be doing a lot better.
And now we're just seeing everybody die. Everyone's trying to push a little bit and getting clobbered. The Chaos experience, you never know exactly what they have in store, and part of the whole seed is figuring it out. It looks like Ryguy doesn't really want to go anywhere.
Yeah, just trying to get some level of XP up when you know you can kill something. Maybe exploration at this point is just looking to see if you can find a good enemy to kill. But it's also nice to find items and things. And if you see Sharlock early and you can determine if it's open or not, that can be very helpful. The chests in the throne room were not vanilla, so we have shuffled chest contents.
Yes, content shuffled, locations not randomized.
Yeah, so all the chests will be in the locations that you would expect them in a standard seed.
I like the slime here. 16 experience, 462 gold. That's wonderful.
That is pretty fantastic. And another thing we don't know yet is whether the weapon prices are randomized or not. We know that Summer Sale is tri-stated, and so that kind of has an expected result. It's per item every seed, so you know that some items will have Summer Sale applied, some not. But we don't know about the random prices. It could be easy to get geared up, or it could be pretty difficult.
Yep, so, we still have a lot to go. We just can't really seem to find much. There is a cave on Highspirits side. I don't think we've seen that yet.
And Highspirits has been the most successful here at accruing some XP, and finds the Staff of Rain trade-in, unsure if that's going to be relevant or not, but has that knowledge.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, there's a free item. You can walk right to it, but there's just an invisible guy hiding there, ready to ambush you, and, he just gets in the way. He doesn't actually do anything else.
At least he's a little bit nicer than the the Rainbow Drop Guardian, but if you don't have what he wants, he's still not going to be the friendliest. And we've got a big old swamp.
I was going to say, yeah, you could say that guy's looking for a harp knight.
So yeah, so far it doesn't look like there's a whole lot in the near vicinity. The map size, I believe, is also randomized in this flag set, so it's kind of hard to tell early on if this is a small, very small, or normal-sized map.
And a town! We have a town on Highspirits side, and it is... Well, okay, maybe it's not a town.
Oh man, a destroyed town.
Yeah, in Chaos, you kind of always want to check the spike, because you never know when he's just going to, randomly run. Probably isn't going to beat somebody straight up here unless they are, full attack power and no hit points.
Yeah, it could be the very high agility and low hit points as well, where a hurt could get you there, so it seems worth at least taking a gander at what's going on here.
And OBL does get out of level 1 jail. Picked up Rogue Scorpion kill and is now at level 3.
And I didn't see it, but it looks like Wyvern is a pretty strong fella. We've got a wizard on the spike here. No, I'm wrong. Right before the spike. It's a werewolf.
It is a werewolf that is now asleep, and he crits it, and it's still not dead. Uh-oh.
Oh, that would have been such an excellent opportunity there if it had, 33 or less HP, but looks like it is not going to be easily killable. It's still asleep, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's still doing plonking it for 1 over and over and over. This is guaranteed damage, so you got a high agility enemy. Like, oh, and another crit, and it's down!
He gets it! Oh, wow, this could be huge if it's really in the armor. Wow.
Holy cow.
That, if you're high spirits right now, you've got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Now, the way he approached that, there might be a better way of doing that, like just throwing out hurts or something. It might not have any attack power. We might see that wasn't quite as miraculous as it was, but he's got to be feeling really good right now. This is potentially like race defining.
Yeah, especially with this big swamp here, just walking over all of these tiles uninhibited with his 0 MP, normally would be dead having to come back, but getting that heal walking and avoiding the damage is going to be very important. We'll see with the amount of MP that the other players have, if they can get asleep and hurt down the werewolf there. The hurt resistance, I think, is going to be pretty relevant for that werewolf. And maybe it was the 1 out of 16 sleep, we don't know.
That would make it even more miraculous.
But yeah, definite early advantage to high spirits there with that werewolf kill in Hawksness leading to the Erdrick's armor.
And we just saw on Stag's side, he just got attacked by a werewolf for 24. There was no way that high spirits was going to survive that fight.
Yeah, not the most, but that's a pretty hefty amount for our low-level heroes at this point. Doesn't look like anyone has been able to find a golden goose enemy as of yet that is, just a pinata for XP.
I did see the experience. It looks like we got to get real close to 2,000 to get the level up, so we got a bit of a gap here after 8.
It does look like we have standard weapon prices. The shops are randomized, and the silver shield did get summer sailed down to about 10k, 99 or something like that, 100. So
it's a pretty weak summer sale result for the silver shield, but you still take it, especially in chaos. So you're going to keep an eye out for that.
Yep, so with what the racers have access to, I think they're mostly going to be hoping for a hand axe at this point, maybe a chainmail or a large shield or something like that, but probably more going to err on the side of offense and hoping for a hand axe or a copper sword.
Yeah, now it looks like, I guess the next thing for Highspirits is going to be to find wherever keys are. You does see another cave here, though.
We got the Stones of Sunlight Cave. It's gold. So you could do a slow gold grind if you were so inclined. I'm not sure if it would be super worth it, but there is both magic armor, or he doesn't need it with the Erdricks, but magic armor and silver shield available. But I'm going to continue on.
Meanwhile, I've seen Stags taking a lot of fights. It looks like he's either trying to grind or he's just swinging through everything here. I heard good news about the red dragon, though. Yeah, 127. I think that's winning right now, which is actually kind of sad. Usually you end up with some sort of unicorn.
Yeah, something that you can take down with a swing or two or a hurt or two that can get you, 200 to 300 something odd XP is really what you're hoping for, but the seeds don't always cooperate.
Oh, 108 experience on a warlock. That's not too bad. Highspirits got to see that one.
Yeah, so we're starting to get into some better stuff. We'll just have to see if we can find some more enemies. And in Cole, you get the flute.
Okay, we didn't see the guard. I was wondering if that's what that meant, or if, because it's only 50-50, so we may or may not see a treasure guard, but not on that one.
Looks like the flame sword is at 52.62 for cost, so a little bit reduced. Feasible within the regular realm of things. You could also consider the slow grind, but I'm not sure that anyone's going to opt for that.
That is interesting. What did we have in the throne room again? now that we had the those things turn out exactly. Urban ring. Well, there's no reason why the ring would get tossed or the herb into the throne room. So we know that has to be off, but still.
Here's Ryguy entering Hawksness, has more MP, and we'll see if he's going to be able to take down this werewolf or if he's going to have a worse time. Getting the green dragon's not terribly scary unless it uses the weak breath.
Yeah, this is a case where the vanilla abilities are actually making the enemy a little bit more difficult than they otherwise would be.
94 is not terrible, but it wasn't the fastest enemy to kill. And here's the werewolf for Ryguy. 284 there. I didn't see what it might have been a poltergeist for Highspirits.
And he finds the sword. Highspirits getting everything right now. But no key. Oh, nope. There we go. There's the harp. Now we know Sharlock is not open.
So far, no treasure guards that we have seen.
Ryguy having some fun with this werewolf. It's putting up a little bit more of a fight than it did for Highspirits. It's waking up. But let's see. Is he throwing out the hurt spells?
He is, and it looks like the sleeps have been landing, so at least that is looking pretty favorable for our runners.
If the sleeps keep landing, I think Highspirit's going to get this, or Ryguy's going to get this. He's slowly running out of MP, though. And there it goes. He's got it.
Second racer to get that armor. We'll be thrilled for that, but can't know that Highspirits has the armor and the sword and the harp already. So Highspirits definitely to a scorching hot start.
And yeah, as you mentioned before, he's found the poltergeist here in Mountain Cave, or excuse me, in Grave. Skeleton's also worth a decent amount. I think he's just decided to chill here for a while.
Yeah, I definitely can't blame him when you've seen nothing else really much more eclipsing 100 on the seed. You're going to want that 200 enemy all day.
Stags has now made it into Hawksness and leaves. And now he's going back in. He doesn't quite have the MP that Ryguy did, so unless he gets the sort of luck Highspirits had, this one might be a bit beyond him.
Yeah, it needs those sleep procs to be very friendly.
Gonna have to chide Highspirits for doing a grind over top the stairs, which have a lower encounter rate than the bricks.
Yeah, these are the things to know, or some people will in Mountain Cave go over the first chest in that second floor upper area because the chest has a lower encounter rate as well, and then get it on the way back.
Yeah, that's one of those things that when you see somebody do it, like I do that sometimes when I think about it, and you just want to like yell at them, be like, "All right, you're being too fancy."
Yeah, it would be such a shame if, even though the encounter rate is a little bit lower, you end up getting got and there was an important item in the chest that you skipped. It's kind of hard, It's similar in the sense that sometimes people route differently in Mountain for shorter steps, and it's just all about what your risk tolerance is, I think, for getting booted out of there.
Correct. If you don't think you're going to survive to even get to one chest, you don't bother going to the top left corner first.
Looks like Ryguy is finding his way to another town here, and Wolf Lord for 109 is not bad.
Yeah, Ryguy's actually been taking quite a few good fights here. You can see Stags too. He's grinding up a bit. The experience that Highspirits he's gotten recently. He was actually quite a bit behind until just now.
Ryguy taking a look at the wares for sale in Garenham. Going to pick up a copper sword and a large shield, having already the armor. So until he finds that Erdrick sword, copper sword's really all that he's going to be able to have right now.
And we'll see if he ends up going the same direction. He might, because the cave here kind of leads you in this direction where Highspirits is and all the stuff that was down that way.
I wonder if that flame sword had been available in Garenham, if anyone would have considered getting up to, the 5,500-ish just to get it, or if it would have been, a bridge too far for anyone. Knowing what we know, obviously, you can get the sword pretty quick, but if you don't have that knowledge, I wonder how tempting it would be to go for something like that.
Yeah, and another green dragon. These are good fights too. There's a lot of decent enemies. I think the Poltergeist is the only home run that we've really seen, but it's hard to not want to just fight these things. Yeah, Ryguy now going to find himself. What was here again? Oh yes, the flute.
Yep, gonna get the flute, and then very likely to enter the cave and the grave, get a sword and a harp, and potentially see the Poltergeist, and maybe make a similar decision to Highspirits, as Highspirits gets a level 9.
And as soon as he gets it, he leaves. He didn't. I don't think he knew exactly how much it was, and was there probably a little bit longer than he really wanted to be. But he got a good experience. So we'll see if Ryguy manages the same when he goes in there.
But definitely a good way to be routing for Highspirits and now Ryguy to be getting these important items, the armor and now the harp and the sword. Some of the most important items you want. And of the key items, I think the harp is, without a doubt, the one that people would want to find first.
Right, and it might be interesting. You don't see a whole lot in Chaos stuff, but possibly just playing that harp at some point just to see what happens. But I guess we've seen most of the beginning areas aren't terribly flush with enemies, so...
Yeah, if you'd seen a Poltergeist or something there, you might be a little bit more tantalized. I think that really what you're hoping for is to find a desert or a mountain zone that's got that Poltergeist in it.
I think if you were tantalized by something near Tantagel, would that be Tantagalized?
I like it. I'm in. I'm all in on that. So far, Ryguy not seeing the Poltergeist, so not getting the knowledge of that juicy enemy. The juiciest one we've seen. Stag's keeping up on XP, despite not having the same equipment as the other racers.
He's been doing more of a dedicated grind. Now, Ryguy did not see the Poltergeist, so he's still doing okay. He's not gonna chill there, and might be a while till he sees it.
That wolf, about 130 something and 400 something gold. If you're playing vanilla, I think you'd love that wolf.
Oh, and smart move there by Ryguy, getting away from the Magidrake. I think that thing has been a bit of a pain to run from, so it might be a little juiced.
Still don't have a good feel for the size of this map. I'm not sure that we've seen a real solid coastline, so I'm not convinced that this is a normal-sized map. We may be looking at a small map here.
Yeah, considering how many coasts they've seen, you think you would have seen something by now that would have been walled off.
Don't believe that we've seen Sharlock on any of the screens yet, but I may be mistaken about that. So Ryguy spots a cave inaccessible across the river, so gonna see if he's gonna attempt to get there or continue along in another direction. Ooh, 289, was that a Magiwyvern?
I did not see it. What do you think, chat? Sorry, I was trying to fix the stream. It was acting kind of funny for me.
As Ryguy gets to level 9, it's the third racer to get there. Gets that all-important Radiant spell.
And Highspirits finding Remolder and getting the all-important keys. This is maybe... I'm trying to think what else he still needs to really find. Because I feel like he's seen almost every town by now.
Yeah, I wonder if Ryguy is in these mountains looking for more of that. I think it was a Magiwyvern, but something gave 289 XP on the overworld, and that's what you're looking for at this point.
Yeah, and Chaos Seed, once you find a good grind, you don't want to leave it. Not unless you know it's going to keep popping up, because it's can be really difficult to find it.
We were still looking for the tokens, still looking for the stones, and we need the rainbow drop trade-in, lovingly referred to as the jerk.
Right, Right, OVL's been pushing around here in the. We're just going to kind of call it the second continent, even though we don't really know if it's multiple continents or not yet. But she did not go deal with Hawksness, so does not have the armor and might be a little bit slower walking around.
And with the Silver Shield coming to just under 10k, I don't think anyone is going to be getting that organically through kills, even with some of the high gold enemies. So likely that we've got the equipment that we've got right now, except for Stags is going to, potentially get the armor here, and then we'll likely find the sword not too far away.
Yeah, he's in decent shape to do it, as long as he keeps using the sleep, if he thinks about it. Which he does, so if that works and he can keep it up, he should be able to get through this. The werewolf didn't seem terribly dangerous.
Yeah, plenty of HP and MP to take this on, so it looks like he is well on his way to picking up that Erdrick's armor.
And while we were talking about that, Highspirits did check Cantlin and got nothing, no coordinates, so we're still missing 2 key items, and it's gonna be in the treasury or deep grave, or we haven't seen Mountain yet, have we?
Or the back of Garenhem, right? So I think there's a number of sneaky... 132 on the Demon Knight's not bad. So I think there's a lot of chest locations that are still possible here. So we get some modest stat gains and stop spell.
Alright, and I'm pretty sure Highspirits has made it back. Like he's either fully explored this starting area, or this swamp area, or he is actually back on the first continent. I can't quite tell.
Ooh, Highspirits ran away from that Magiwyvern. Maybe I was wrong, but I think that was the big enemy, and it looks like there's a Magiwyvern and Demon Knight in that zone. If it's in the desert there, that could be the place to be, with the Demon Knight about 100, and I think the Magiwyvern at 289.
Yeah, a couple of good enemies packaged together like that's great.
Yeah, so this is coming together pretty quickly here. We still need some stats and some levels. We need to get to 17 for heal more, and looking at the stats, it seems like that's a pretty likely go level. I think that they should even out enough to get you ready to win by then, but you don't know for sure.
There in Garenham was the stones, and then this is going to be the token right next to each other as we get the first and only treasure guard of the seed.
So yeah, this is definitely, at least the items are coming pretty quick here for the racers, and at this point, you know that you need to get level 17 to get heal more. Just got to get your stuff traded in. So if this is the jerk back here, Highspirits is in a very knowledgeable situation. Oh, it's a mountain cave.
Yeah, and he just nopes out. Maybe the death necklace, but in chaos, you're usually not thinking about that too much.
Have we seen what's underneath Tantagel? That very well could be the rainbow drop trade.
Nope, so there you go. So he just needs to make his way back to the harp, trade in, then find that, and then he's done. And, except for the 6th or 7th levels minimum he still needs.
Yeah, so he's in great position here, but the opening for the other racers is finding the best zone, because having to get to level 17, we don't know if there's going to be a big XP gap for one of these levels with the random requirements. So efficiency and grinding, with everything being so accessible here, is looking to be very important, as Highspirits does find a Poltergeist on the overworld.
That could be really good. It's right next to a town, too. It is in a swamp zone, which isn't perfect, but I think you take this. I think you, maybe you check the hills to see if it would still work up there, but I think he's going for the harp trade-in first. At least that's what it seems like he's doing.
As OVL is walking past Charlock here, we already knew since we had the key items, but it's not open. And here we will be trading in the harp for Highspirits. Is just very likely to go back and get the rainbow drop, and then just be in grind and go mode.
And just Chris bringing up the spike and swamp. That is interesting. Normally the spike enemies are usually not super good in Chaos Seeds, because the very limited pool of enemies that can be spikes tend to mean they are the hardest enemies in the seed, but that doesn't always be the case. And there might be a temptation to get Gwaelin just for the experience monitoring which, and if the stats really blow up near the end, that might give you some thought about how to approach if you want to even try to die before 17 and get it on the way or something like that.
Looks like Stags is in the part of the map where he's very likely to find the grave soon and get the sword. And Ryguy, I believe, is very close to keys, so should be able to go back and do those checks and find the 2 key items in Garenham pretty quickly.
Yeah, the experience gap between Highspirits and Ryguy is pretty small at this point, although Highspirits is now picking up level 11.
One with 8 power and 0, 3, and they look like 47 MP there, if my eyes were not mistaking me.
Yeah, casual 47 MP drop, and it looks like this must all be one continent, or maybe Highspirits went back through Swamp, I don't know, but he's looking at Tantagel now.
Yeah, and with the stats here, it really seems like all we're waiting for is heal more. It seems very likely that the stats will be ready to kill the Dragon Lord by the time we're level 17. It's hard to imagine it's going to plateau to a point where it won't.
Yep, and I think at this point you would take kind of like not a great zone, but like if you can get a bunch of 100 or near 100 experienced enemies, it'd be good. Once you get to repel, you can be a little bit more particular, but considering how late repel is, I don't know. I might check the swamp spike too, just in case.
Yeah, it seems like it's really going to come down to who finds the best zone with the most efficient enemy XP gain. It really seems like that's what is going to determine the winner here.
All right, Ryguy went through Cantlin, and then he popped over to Rim and went right back through to Cantlin to get the nothing. He's thinking about it for a little bit there, like probably some fun words said, and now he's out.
As Stags picks up the Erdrick's sword, now has both of the Erdrick's items, and is really just going to be looking for that Rim area now, as we know that that provides access to behind Garenham, which has the other 2 remaining items.
Oof. Running from Poltergeist, never.
Yeah, that's unfortunate when you don't end up getting the kill on a very high value enemy, and you don't have the knowledge that you should just be swinging on them.
So OVL didn't get the sword out of there, but still has not been able to get through Hawksness and took a death. We'll see if maybe she's going to think about checking out the spike now, because I think she saw Hawksness and just failed before.
Yeah, that extra 40 attack power should be pretty good to either be on par or better than those hurt casts. And as expected, we've got Ryguy into Garenham, filling up on herbs, is going to find those 2 key items and then be a little bit behind Highspirits here in terms of getting the drop and then looking for the zone.
Yeah, this is very much going to be like, oh, it's go mode, I'm ready to go. Like it just pops into your head there. It's just like, I guess I need levels, that's it. Just drops right on you. It's funny too, because if you do it the order, they okay, never mind, the Rogue Scorpion ran away. You know, it's sorry to keep yapping here, but it's kind of funny to see something be a noodle and a treasure guard.
That is funny, yeah. It's one of the it is the weakest enemy on the map, but it's also guarding some of the most impressive treasure.
And Ryguy having the wherewithal to realize he's done. And I think he wanted to use wings to go back. Did he turn in his harp?
I don't believe that he's gotten his harp turned in yet, so it looks like he's going to have to do that and then head back to Tantagel and get the drop and then be a little bit behind Highspirits here in the level up game. But with, 7 levels to go, who knows how many XP we need to get there. This is still anybody's game.
And there could be a lot of variance in the way the in-game grind goes. They don't all wind up on top of the same thing. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case, because it seems like they all haven't seen the same enemies and might have different ideas in their heads.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm mistaken, but I think that we've seen at least 2 enemies in the high 200s, unless there was a Poltergeist that I missed and I thought it was a Magiwyvern, but I think the Magiwyvern is also in that 280 range. I think it was 289 and the Poltergeist was 284, but I may be mistaken.
Highspirits still finding out that the wyvern is not his friend. Pretty much just, I mean, it's 117 experience, but it still almost killed him in one hit.
If Hurtmore wasn't coming at level 19, that we would be able to repel and still get that wyvern, and maybe just be able to Hurtmore it down. But it's a dangerous game to play trying to attack that bad boy.
So I didn't see what the Druid Lord gave, but I did see that was an extraordinarily long fight. So I don't know if either of them are going to keep on that.
Looks like the Wolf Lord given a little bit of run block action. I don't think it had the highest agility, but sometimes the things just play above their agility class.
All right, yeah, it's 289 for the Magic Wyvern, so you caught that one correctly. And Highspirits is just going to go into Sharlock, which is interesting.
Oh, checking out, and it is a short Sharlock, so getting maybe just wanted to see if it was long or short, and finds out right away that it is short.
Yeah, smart peek. Normally, you'd be like, why are you wasting time doing that? But that was very efficient now. That'll help you make your decisions at the end of the game about what to do.
Yeah, much less concerned about things blocking you on the way. And in Chaos, generally, you can repel a lot of the bad things down in Sharlock. So could be a pretty free walk to the Dragon Lord as we get level 12 for Highspirits. Coming at 4005 and outside.
Yeah, it looks like the stats, if they're on a siesta right now, they're not really doing much. So we're going to have to put some effort in to keep grinding to get more. It seemed like we might end up the really low level, like theoretical go, minus the heal more, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case now.
Yeah, maybe 17 is going to be actually what we need for the stats too. We'll have to see. We still got 5 levels to go for Highspirits, 6 for Ryguy, and 7 and 9 respectively for Stags and OVL. Stags finds his way to Rim, going to pick up those keys, and will be just shortly behind the other two in getting the other key items and getting the trade-ins. Has kept up on XP, so depending on how arduous it is to get up to level 17, Stag's still right in there potentially too.
Yeah, the big gap that kind of seems like there is between, I mean, it's not really even that big of a gap, but just the exploration stuff with Stags not getting through that werewolf, which Highspirits more or less got super lucky in his fight, even though Ryguy went in there with a few more resources and was fine.
Looks like Highspirits is going to settle in the grave looking for those poltergeists for this grind. Is this we see Ryguy in Swamp Cave, I believe checking out the spike.
Yeah, this Magidrake has been hard to run from all day, and it looks like that is what it's about, which seems to be a lot of hit points and a lot of defense.
Yeah, this is a miserable thing right now, where you're not going to get much out of this, and you're just spending time.
Well, this could be good knowledge. Again, there isn't a very big variety of spikes, like spike eligible enemies. I keep forgetting if it's like 3 or 4 possibilities. It's less than it is in non-chaos, but he does get through it and doesn't really get much.
Does get a level out of that 40 XP, but yeah, it gets the knowledge that Magidrake is going to take a number of hurt casts unless you grind to level 19 if it ends up being the spike.
So he wings back. I don't know, was the heart trade-in somewhere close to here? I keep forgetting where it is.
I do believe it's pretty close, yeah. Not too far away. I think it was one of the first, I think it might have been the first cave that a lot of the racers saw.
Right, okay.
So with the 1 in 16 tiles in the grave, if Ryguy is able to find a 1 in 8 zone that has some pretty good XP efficiency, could be able to potentially catch up here on Highspirits, but Highspirits is out to a little bit of a lead now with this dedicated grind, while the others are still trying to get their trade-ins completed and find their items.
Yeah, Ryguy does the staff trade-in. It's not going back to Tantagel, though. Maybe he's thinking that there is something else going on. As far as where the dirt cave is, I think we've seen everything though.
Yeah, it's hard to know when you're looking at 4 different screens what everybody's seen, but we have the now. He might just be liking this zone. This might be where he saw that magic wyvern. So maybe he was just trying to see if they could get an encounter there.
Oh, running from the ghost, they're like 1 shot for 100. That's painful. Magician is a 1 shot, but it also has about 100. I'm gonna guess 160 strength. It's a potential Sharlock enemy. I don't know. I don't think the math on enemy levels takes into account the abilities they're given when it's on vanilla. So I think it does in normally like pure chaos, but I don't think it does here. So you can see enemies with weakness like hurt spells and stuff still be in Sherlock where normally you wouldn't expect to see them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the poltergeist attack, so I'm not sure if it would be still there if you repelled or not. Considering it's probably what you would do. I don't think the other enemies in the grave are worth much, so if repel was there, you'd probably want to do that, but at 15, I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be.
Now, I'm pretty sure I saw one hit him for 12 damage a few levels ago, so it's probably on either right on the one side or right on the other side.
Yeah, so by the time you get repel, it's probably definitely going to be broken, so not really going to be very helpful there, as Ryguy is going to pick up that rainbow drop and be looking for a grind now himself.
Stags also turning it in. Did he? No, he did not. So, he still hasn't checked Garenham yet. So that's a little unfortunate routing for him.
What about a 2400 XP lead now as level 13 comes in for Highspirits?
Yeah, another just sprinkling of stats. The hit points seem to be the especially low thing right now, but even then, you have to get the 17 for heal more, so you're not even super concerned.
Yeah, and nobody has Gwaelin rescued, so as far as knowing how far away the next level is, we are going to be in the dark, just grinding and hoping. There's Magic Wyvern for Ryguy, but it's also in a 1 in 16 zone here on the overworld.
It's also a little less fun to fight just because of the sleep. Sleep's pretty annoying. If you don't get to it first, then you might have to deal with that, and it's taking a lot more hits than the Poltergeist. It seems like it's about 3 right now.
Yeah, definitely a bummer to get slept and have to use a turn on stop spell. Even if it's guaranteed to land, it's just another turn that you're using.
This is like the dodgiest night, my gosh. 4 straight dodges!
This night is typically a demon night.
5.
29.
5 dodges, man.
About 5 XP a dodge there.
Yeah, it's not quite Demon Knight territory, but I think it's higher than werewolves, so there you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes down to a hurt cast.
And we know the Warlock was decent here, and so if this desert zone has Warlock and Magic Wyvern, could be pretty good for Ryguy.
Yeah, it seems like he's had this in mind, or something around here in mind. We'll see if it works out. I think skeletons would also be good. In fact, if he's running from the skeleton, they were about 100. I'm almost wondering if that desert zone is the zone that Highspirits is in, because there's at least 2 enemies that are the same.
Oh, if the Poltergeist is in that zone, yeah, that would be fantastic, just for the 1 in 8 instead of 1 in 16. OVL into Rim, going to pick up those keys, and should be able to get back to Garenham and get those other items, and we'll be on her way to getting that rainbow drop and completing the items.
All right, yeah, the Demon Knight was in with the Magic Wyvern. Looks like Ryguy got tired of it, though, and has bolted out. Maybe he's going to try to find something in the Desert Hills.
And Highspirits just chugging away here in the grave. Knows what he's looking for, and is just on a mission for level 17.
And again, we have random experience requirements for each level, which is not like gradated at all. So it's possible that level 17 can come as soon as level 14 comes. They could be right on top of each other. It's super unlikely, but it could happen.
And I haven't been I think, is this vanilla zones?
No, if there were vanilla zones, wait. Actually, there is. Yeah, we kind of wrote that off, I think, but it is.
Let me see Ryguy doing a slow grind here. I wonder if he's pretty close to the silver shield money. I wonder if he's gonna just get up for the silver shield here.
That must be what he's doing. I can't imagine he would buy anything else. So see if that again, silver shield in chaos is really nice, but also gold tends to come pretty fast in chaos because you know, random stuff, and the gold is it's one oddity of the way that the standard stuff works, where gold once you get to like the first few like near Sharlock enemies just craters, but here in chaos it can be all over the place.
So yeah, now that we know that it's vanilla zones, you know, you just got to look for you know, zones that you know would have a poltergeist or a magic wyvern in it, and that really seems to be what you want, as Ryguy's going to get a silver shield.
All right, again, that could be pretty important. We do have short Sharlock, so don't really know what all that's going to mean, because you're probably only got one floor to repel. But if you got a really high-end attack like DO1, that could be a lifesaver, keeping you from having to like double heal more.
Yeah, and even against something like that wyvern, you know, taking a little bit less damage could be all that you need to stay alive if you get a bad run block or something. Ryguy gonna poke his head in. Wonder if he's gonna check the spike here.
Oh, eat in chat, that means that there are no coordinates. They always say go fight when there's no coordinates. So that's what we got there. Sometimes people get cute with it. I think there was one tracker in our early race who tried to draw a Kirby in there and it looked awful.
I did notice that.
That was me.
So far, Stag's doing well to keep up, at least with Ryguy on the XP here. You know, a little bit behind in terms of getting the rainbow drop and everything, but, you know, keeping up in terms of XP as far as Ryguy is concerned. And Highspirits out to still about a 2k, maybe 3k lead here.
Oh, Druid Lord's an interesting one. It's not going to be the grind, though. I don't think Ryguy found what he was looking for here.
Yeah, he did see this desert zone that had wolves. I think it also had... Can you have wolves and wyverns in the same zone, or is he maybe straddling two zones there? But they're both one-shot for about 100.
I seem to think so. Yeah, I mean, if you can get multiple enemies that are actually worthwhile, it's great. The Warlock here is... Oh, no, this is the same zone. Warlock and Wolf. That might just be worth it, those two.
Yeah, he may just stay here. And you said the skeleton was also decent. If there's 3 enemies for about 100 here in this 1 and 8 zone, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it takes a few hits, but 95, I mean, I would swing on it. And not enough for Ryguy, and Highspirits picking up 14 at the same time.
And we could be in for a long ways, or it could be only a couple enemies and we get 17. It's going to be hard to know. Nobody knows but the king, and he's not telling unless we go talk to him.
Yeah, ain't nobody want to go talk to that guy.
It's always a bummer when you get dodged and run away from him.
The zone just keeps presenting itself to Ryguy. He does not want it, though. It is unwanted.
It is frustrating when the enemies keep running away. You know, you hate to be in the zone and have them just run away from you.
Yeah, as our vanilla runners pointed out, that is the Remolder zone. I've seen many people grind there and curse when the Warlock casts Sleep.
And it looks like Stags is in that zone, the Warlock Wolf zone, and seems to be content to wander the desert there, looking to fight the Warlocks and the Wolves.
Yeah, running from the skeletons, though, doesn't seem to be interested in that. There must be some border here, though. Magidraki shouldn't be in that zone, I don't think.
So despite the tile set not being the most optimum, it seems like the decision from Highspirits just to come down here and stay down here, fighting the Poltergeist, has been paying off so far.
Yeah, Ryguy's indecision or just not unwillingness to sit in the zones probably hurt him a lot. Then I think we just saw a really big level on Highspirits side.
Yeah, that was 46 HP. We've had a 47 MP and a 46 HP level gain so far, just, you know, casually.
Yeah, that I think that's definitely go in vanilla, or excuse me, in standard. So he's still got 2 more levels. I cannot imagine at this point anyone waiting longer than 17. Once you see that.
Yeah, don't think that Fairy Water's going to come into play here with you know, their HP and their strength totals, especially with 2 levels to go. But I don't know if we've seen anybody attempt to use them in battle or not.
It's a good question. They might not be on, and I don't recall it for sure either. And Ryguy running from a 100 experience one-shot ghost. Sorry, I'm getting cranky. I'm wondering where he's going and what he's going to settle down on. It looks like he wants the Demon Knight Magic Wyvern zone.
And Magic Wyvern definitely going to be worthwhile. It is a 1 in 16 zone, so not looking like a strong contender to catch up easily to Highspirits here, but we'll have to see what's going to happen here. And we do have to keep in mind that with the random monster stats, we are not getting a standard Dragon Lord experience. The Dragon Lord 1 could be the biggest, baddest enemy of the seed. We don't know. And DL2 could have sleep or heal. And up to, 230 HP?
Right, anywhere from 100 to 230. See Ryguy get 4 hits into a Star Wyvern that could have ran at any point and used heal more.
Oh, you hate to see it. Yeah, the vanilla abilities make Star Wyvern really not appealing to fight unless you've got Hurt More and you can do the old swing Hurt More. But who knows what the HP is with the random stats.
The damage the Magic Wyvern's doing while swinging, I think right now you're not repelling them. If you could repel, like if you had Fairy Water or anything, that might be something worth considering, but I don't know.
Yep, but Ryguy here going to get to level 13, about 3,000 behind Highspirits, so about 5 or so minutes in terms of grinding behind at least.
Yeah, if that one overworld zone is the exact same zone that Highspirits was in and Ryguy was there and bailed, I just don't feel bad because that's like the one way that you catch up is to just do what the other guy's doing, but do it faster.
Yeah, having the 1 in 8 zone instead of the 1 in 16 could be a significant advantage in getting those poltergeists pretty quick.
All right, well, OVL has got all of her key items short of the armor. Still seems to be eluding Hawksness. When she goes there, I think she's going to be a strong favorite to get through it. I'm pretty sure she can do damage to the werewolf now swinging. I don't think it was max agility.
Looks like Stags has found a Magic Wyvern as well. Might be in that same zone, just in another area to Ryguy, so might have settled into that same Magic Wyvern Demon Knight zone. Might be a slightly different zone.
Yeah, the werewolf should still be in that same Magic Wyvern zone, I think, but that's not going to be an enemy you want to fight either.
The Demon Knight being involved in this zone could be a mitigating factor, just because you get 132 for one swing, as well as the 289s every once in a while. So that's something that could be in Ryguy's favor. We'll have to see if that could be enough to maybe get a little bit of damage into that XP lead.
Yeah, I think just looking at it, all things equal or seemingly equal, I feel like Highspirits probably still has the edge in grind here. Even though some of the things are running away now, like the Warlock, he seems like he's getting through it quicker.
Yeah, the difference is still about 3,000 right now, so it doesn't look like it's getting the gap is getting closed by any margin here.
Yeah, I don't know what the Poltergeist did to everybody early, that nobody wanted to fight it. Like, again, Highspirits is the only one who's killed one, I think. I know both Ryguy and OVL have run from them. I don't know if Stags has seen one or not.
Yeah, I know that Ryguy didn't see one in the grave, so maybe just, early on you're thinking about fighting everything, and then later on you kind of might get into the, I need to go and do things mode, and you just kind of maybe don't think about trying to swing on the hated Poltergeist.
Also, thank you to the tracker who put in the little happy face there on the fight.
We're going to have to see how far level 16 and 17 are. We're in the dark, so could be, a couple more kills, and Highspirits has heal more and is ready to go try Sharlock, or we may be in a, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 XP situation.
Yeah, both Stags and Ryguy picking up 14, but they're not catching up at this point, so they might be racing each other more than Highspirits. They're going to just need Highspirits to take a tumble somewhere.
Looks like OVL found the Death Necklace in the Mountain Cave, Chest 5. Nobody else wanted to go in there. They had all the information at the time, so not the most valuable in Chaos often, but has something that the others do not.
I thought the Drakey had about 100 experience too. Maybe not.
Not often that you see the runners all settle for a 1 in 16 zone for their grind, and they're all in a different zone at that.
Kind of funny how that works out. I feel like Stags is kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit of the zone. Maybe it's just, finger fatigue. And no, I think he was getting tired of it. He just returned. And I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Is he just doing his turn in now?
Yeah, maybe. Might want to talk to the king too. You never know. Maybe just thinking like, how far is the next level? Ooh, Stags does have Silver Shield, or very close to Silver Shield money here as well. So potentially could be thinking about trying to do that as well.
All right, level 16 on Highspirit side, 11 hit points, 5 magic. Again, I don't know. Agility is not perfect. His defense is still a little bit soft, but it's 77. But it still feels very winnable. It's just going to come down to how ridiculous. Well, we already know the spike is probably not going to cost him much of anything. The Druid Lord is just kind of slow, so it's just going to come down to deal 1, deal 2.
Yeah, and with 130 attack power, even if you don't get any more, I think that you're probably going to at least scout the situation out and see what the DL1 has to offer, and then make a decision if you want to get some more XP or, go for it again with the knowledge.
Yeah, and there's been some fun stuff about the seed too. Just kind of thinking about it again. We were like, wait, or you have open Sharlocks? He literally didn't find anything until anything but sword armor, and then right afterward was the harp.
Yeah, and then both items are in the back of Garenhem, so...
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you just didn't have to do today if you ordered it right. Now, speaking of that, OVL, who's seen just about everything, is now here in Hawksness against this werewolf.
This werewolf's number is going to get called here, I think. I think it's time. See if she's going to go for a sleep here or just going to go through, and she gets the kill. This will be the armor, and she's going to have all of her items and just going to need to get a bunch of XP to get to level 17 to be able to get that heal more.
Yeah, and this is the big question. Does she have a beat on this? Because, I don't know, it might be a bit. And this is one other enemy. I know we've seen the wizard before. Has anyone killed the wizard? I
don't think I've seen it. And it looks like Highspirits is very slowly even widening the gap, about a 3,600 XP lead right now. So staying pretty close at 3,000, but even increasing it ever so slightly.
Oh, got through the Star Wyvern, 141. You get these green dragons that are a little... Oh, she ran. I was going to say, they're a little tanky, but they're worth 100. This Hawks in the Zone could have been it. Yeah, not running... She's not healing and not... Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like Stags is going to take a whack at the Swamp Spike here. Going to find the Magidrake and be filled with disappointment, most likely. At the moment, this definitely looks like Highspirits' race to win. Going to take some kind of... like, if the DL1 and DL2 are pushovers, it's hard to see Highspirits losing this race right now.
Yeah, the question might be how much preparation he decides to put in. If he goes and loads up on fairy water with this attack power, if it doesn't go up, you're still gonna max defense DL1. You're not gonna be able to do anything to it. There's no death necklace in the cards for him. There's no way he's gonna go up the mountain at this point to hunt for it. So if he doesn't do that, there might be a bit of an issue. And then how do the stop spells work? What do they have, etc.
Yeah, for sure. Some kind of variance is going to have to come into play, but it would make a lot of sense if they don't get any more strength to at least, or even if you do get some strength, you just want to mitigate the max agility Dragon Lord by getting some fairy water. But we don't even know if it works, I don't think.
Yeah, we keep kind of wondering about that. I don't remember seeing anything thrown. Though, I don't know, part of me feels like somebody did throw something early, but anyway, Highspirits has picked up level 17.
Yep, there's that heal more spell, and we're going to see what Highspirits' plan is here, because he's got what he needs ostensibly to beat the game.
Yep, gonna go heal up and get going, because when you've been grinding for this long, you want to do something else, and it's not even like what kind of decision it is. That level was also really nice. 14 agility is going to help a lot. Again, with chaos enemies, it's not quite as predictable, but I mean, he's right there. He's right next to Sharlock, and now he's in Sharlock.
And he's got 16 heal mores and plenty of extra MP for stop spells. So, yeah, plenty of resources.
And, oh, there we go. There's the Magic Wyvern. The whole time it was here.
Yeah, especially because there's desert tiles in here. If Ryguy had seen that, I wonder if he would have stayed in Sharlock on the desert tiles.
Yeah, I mean, there was some other annoying stuff, but especially with Repel Up, which, he could have Repel Up right now, and he'd be dropping a bunch of stuff. Maybe he does.
That Druid Lord sure is a healthy individual.
Well, it's eventually going to give it up here because it's not going to be able to out-heal those swings. And it looks like Highspirits is tired of it, throws out the stop spell, and it's just going to take him out.
It has the extra MP to not even need to waste a heal more, so there it is.
And picks up level 18.
17 extra HP, just for fun.
Yeah, we're in the realm now where I think you would still consider putting on the death necklace if DL1 isn't hitting too hard.
Gets trolled and put to sleep by a Magic Wyvern here. Unlikely that this is going to end the road for him, but staying asleep quite a bit here, and it still does good damage, so you can, at level 18, still repel and get Magic Wyverns, as we have found.
There we go. Herbing up all the way to 157, and we're going to see the start of this Dragon Lord 1 fight. We'll see if he throws out stop spells, and we'll see if this guy winds up being a pain or a pushover.
Yeah, a powder puff or a powerhouse. What are we looking at? 8 is not, looks like not so much.
Yes, defense broken Dragon Lord who you are doing reasonable damage to.
Not an obstacle, and hard to think that even if it's a max HP DL2 that Highspirits is going to fail. Unless he gets slept and summarily executed.
Yeah, sleep and maybe a late heal on a really high Dragon Lord. Those are the only things that can really stop him at this point. But he's not trying to stop spell, he's just going in.
And so far, it's looking like, at the very least, Dragon Lord does not have sleep. So could have a heal on the back end, but even still, the resources are looking pretty great here for Highspirits.
And we finally saw a swing that wasn't near the minimum, too. There was a bunch of 9s and 10s for a minute.
With this much HP, double chances are pretty strong. Yeah, there's a bad heal more there, but doesn't end up being a problem. The Stags is here on the bottom floor of Sharlock, it looks like, doing some grinding. May want to go to the desert tile, but as of right now, just hanging out.
Yeah, Highspirits has cleared the 100-point threshold. So at this point, you know, any swing could take the Dragon Lord out.
Yeah, looking like a very likely first place finish here for Highspirits.
Now, I think we've cleared about 150, so we're a little bit on the high side.
Still has many swings left. And there it is.
Yes, GG's out in chat. Highspirits. He really pushed hard on the seed and just was kind of leading the entire time. Found the best grind, found everything he needed to find early, and by the time he got ready to go to Sharlock, just completely obliterated that Dragon Lord.
Yeah, and got that sleep that had several consecutive, continuances, and got those 2 crits on the werewolf to get started with that armor, and never looked back.
Yes, and this will get him 5 points. That'll put him at 14, which is going to be a really strong position. Probably put him into something like Group 3 or 4 going in the next week.
Yeah, in a terrific position for playoff contention. Very likely to end up one of the playoff members.
And yeah, if you even go back to last week, where he ended up finishing 4th, that race, he was in contention to win it all the way up to the end and got sent home by Sharlock. And if that hadn't happened, I mean, he'd be just one of the most dominant players we have right now in the tournament. So just a really strong showing.
Yeah, been playing fantastic, and getting killed in the basement of Sharlock with just heal is that's just something that can happen. There's nothing you can do about that in that week 3 flag set.
Yeah, the fact that he got killed so late too probably cost him a spot, or 2 spots really, because he was ahead of Juef in that race as well. But yeah, so we just look at the remaining racers here. Stags at 15, Ryguy at 16. I think he's got another 1,000-ish to go, but he might be getting there pretty quickly.
Yep, he is out of MP at the moment, though, so we're going to have to see if maybe he ends up not being able to get the level. It might be just under. Welcome in, Highspirits. GG.
Man, it looks like no one else found any better grind either, huh?
Yeah, they've been hunting. Stags was in the same zone that Ryguy was here, where it looks like a Magic Wyvern Demon Knight was kind of carrying it. but really nothing else other than that. So Magic Wyvern, I think, was slightly better experience than the Poltergeist, but a little harder to kill.
Yeah, I didn't even try because I'm like, I don't want to be put to sleep by them because I know they had vanilla abilities.
I think, we as commentators did see one thing and we didn't really confirm it, but southeast of where Ryguy is, it looked like was the same zone that you had in Grave.
I found one poltergeist on the overworld, and it was in a swamp with no mountains or desert near it. So I just didn't want to try to go fetch one. I was like, either way, it was going to be a bad poltergeist grind.
Yeah, I believe that it was a desert that Ryguy saw, but I don't know if him or Stags ever took on a poltergeist to see that they were worth quite a bit.
Yeah, I found I found one early. I got lucky so early. Lucky. Oh wow, that armor pickup.
Yeah, that was we saw that crit. Like, this could be like a seed defining change. It was so crazy. And then Ryguy got there about 4 minutes later and slept and heard it to death with no problem.
Yeah, like it slept for like 8 or 9 rounds. Like, I hit it with a crit, and then I kept doing 1 damage. I'm like, wake up and kill me, wake up and kill me, and he just wouldn't wake up. And then eventually he got a crit. I crit again, and I was like, oh, no one else is getting this anywhere near me.
Yeah, it was definitely something that'll be fun. Maybe clip that for future. But yeah, Werewolf wasn't actually that difficult. It was just too difficult for where, with the MP you had.
No clue. I never saw him do anything.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent attack power for the level that you took him on, but obviously it didn't matter at all. And then after that, you were able to kind of route correctly, and you ended up getting the sword and the harp, and then you ended up getting the keys. You were the first to pretty much every important item, and then you got the 17.
I felt really good about like getting to the grind, because I was barely over 30 minutes, I think, when I was in go mode and ready to grind, and I just I felt worse and worse because I'm like, this can't be the best grind, this poltergeist, right? And it kept going forever because it needed so much experience, and it's like I kept getting more nervous because I'm like, if someone found a decent grind, I know what lead I had is gone.
Yeah, there were some things that some other people did that, like, I think both Ryguy and Stags bought the Silver Shield, but I don't think that mattered. Like, everything here at the end was, except for that last Magic Wyvern that decided, like, how many turns were you asleep there?
5 or 6. It gave me flashbacks of that red dragon on Saturday.
I remember that, and yeah, so
went from first to last because of that stupid red dragon.
Well, this is a good race to get redemption. It put you at 14 points, which I mean, we don't know exactly what the levels are, but I think every year I've been in here, 15 has been semi-qualified at least, except for my first year. I think it was just 16. So pretty strong.
I figured getting 2 points in the last race will be enough.
Now we'll have to see. It will depend on how everyone else does this week, I suppose. But while we're talking, Ryguy has made it to the Dragon Lord. He's been throwing out the stop spells. You did not. Was that did you think you had enough stuff that you don't have to worry about it, or?
I had 150 health. I'm like, if he's gonna put me to sleep, I at least got several turns before I have to worry about it.
I think Ryguy missed like 4 stop spells on DL1, and then he missed the first one on DL2 also. It's probably feeling some kind of way, but with what we know, is very likely to succeed here.
I mean, yeah, you got so many extra Gilmores.
I do want to give some attention to Stags here, who dove and grinded on the Magic Wyverns in the basement here to get level 17. So he actually did like a dive and grind, technically. It's going to put him a little bit closer to Ryguy than he otherwise might have been. But it's going to come down to Ryguy making a mistake here for him to catch up.
Yeah, and with your situation in the lead, what it looked like was someone was going to need to find a more efficient zone, and just you sticking where you knew you were getting XP, you were getting fed consistently, and I think that looking for something better just kind of ended up not working out, and it was just, it was very nerve-wracking, but absolutely the right play in this circumstance, and yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, there was a point where I just kind of like, okay, I'm heading in the direction where I know Charloc's going to be, because I never saw it the first time. I must have missed it by like 1 or 2 lines, because I was over there, but I missed it. So I'm like, this is the only place I haven't explored. So I'm going to go over there, try to find a grind on the way, see if it's a short Charlock or not. And then I checked a little bit outside, and I'm like, the poltergeists are right here. I'm just going to suffer with the poltergeists. Live or die.
Well, it was I think it was the right play. It's a lot of times not trying to give up, what you have and look for something else. Like a ryguy was not too far behind you and just kept walking around, like not settling for the grind he eventually settled in. And it might have, I don't know. I don't think he was going to catch you, but it definitely didn't help.
As ryguy takes down DL2, and it's going to finish in second place here. Get your GGs out in chat.
Yeah, he made it a little bit scarier there, but he still had plenty of resources, even with like the combined 7 stop spell fails or whatever that was.
If ever there was a time for DK's new emote, this is the time.
Yes, and that will put ryguy at 12 points. He's still going to have some work to do going into the next week, but he's in a position where win will put you in, and that's about the best you can hope for. Sometimes Winter League can do some real funky stuff.
Yeah, there was a point where, like, I don't know why. Maybe I was a little tilted because I had struggled to get that poltergeist kill that I was trying to get in the cave when I first found the grave, just so I could level. That I went back to Garenham and tried to open the door without keys, and I'm like, we've had no keys for way too long.
Well, you were the first to keys, and the decision to go to Garenham right afterward. Well, I think you went to Caitlin, and then Garenham was smart. We saw, I think at least Stags went straight back to Tantagel, and that wound up being kind of like a misordering. It's fun, Garenham having those things. And I mean, when you found the sword, because this was our experience, but when you found the sword in Grave, did you for a moment think, is this open Charlock?
No, the thing that threw me off the most was I thought this was vanilla searches. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to see if there's any key items in the top of the grave. And if not, then it might be an open Charlock. And then I found the sword, because I figured the sword was going to be in Charlock, and then, or the token would be on the world map. That's what I was thinking. And I'm like, I'm just going to see if I can find anything. And then I found the sword and then the silver harp. And I'm like, well, that just changed everything that I thought about this seed.
And with that, Stags does take down the Dragon Lord. He'll be coming in here in third place. 204 hit point DL2. That's a lot, which means there could be a lot of variance too. But yeah, he'll be coming in third, getting 2 points. And as he does, ryguy joins us. GG, ryguy.
Thank you.
GG.
GG's Highspirits.
So how'd you feel about the grinds there at the end?
Curious to know. Felt like, I forget, when did I have the armor? Like 12 minutes in or something? Felt like I got to that kind of quickly, and I hated my grind the whole time. So just sitting there wondering, like, if I didn't see a grind zone or if I missed a grind somewhere. Because that grind zone I was stuck in was pretty awful. I looked everywhere else before I settled into there, and it was a long grind, so I was not super thrilled, but...
You know what's funny, right, guy? Is I got to the armor, I guess they said 4 minutes faster than you, because I walked into the fight at like level 3 or 4, and I put him to sleep, and I crit, and then he stayed asleep for 8 or 9 rounds, and then I crit again, and I got the armor like 5 minutes into the seed, or 6 minutes into the seed.
Oh gosh, I mean, I did the same thing, except I just threw hurts at him, and he stayed asleep the whole time too, so I did that, I don't know, what was it, like level 6 or 7, somewhere in there?
Hey, GG's, guys.
GG.
GG Stags.
I didn't know that there was a grind zone in this one.
There wasn't.
I hated what I landed on, so
I grinded Poltergeist in the top of Grave.
I kept trying to find Magic Wyverns, but I mean, I would bounce between different grind zones because I just never liked any of it.
yeah, I never really thought with Big Swamp, you have a lot of 1 in 16 tiles, so there's not a whole lot of great overworld grinds, huh?
The only one I think that we could see is we think that we saw the same zone that Highspirits was in a desert at one point. But I'm not sure if you knew that the Poltergeist was pretty valuable.
What were they worth? I don't think I ever saw one.
Like 268 or something, just below the Magic Wyvern.
Oh, okay, so it was roughly the same.
Yeah, I think the Magic Wyvern was 289 and the Poltergeist was 284.
I was worried in seeds like this where I think we had consistent stats on, maybe, but I was worried in seeds like this that, you know, there's one enemy out there worth like 420 and you just never saw him, so.
No, I think we found the only 2 monsters that had over like 130 or something.
Yeah, and the grind went so long, I'm just sitting there waiting the whole time like, oh boy, this is really going to be terrible if I miss some like 600 experience enemy. Oh, we're still going, okay.
Getting the armor 5 minutes in is pretty insane for this. I don't think I saw Hawks until maybe 15 minutes or so. Got there with I think 6 MP and just couldn't get through it. And then got through with Hertz, just spamming Hertz shortly after. And I thought I was doing pretty good.
Just a crit in a dream, or 2 crits in a dream, I guess.
Am I in?
Yes.
Hey, awesome. That was a fun seed, but I figured I needed so many levels, and I found no good place to grind. Where were people grinding?
Top of Grave for me.
Kind of everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I never found anybody that was more than 200 experience points.
Poltergeist and Magic Wyvern are the ones that we all found.
Oh, okay. I hit the Magic Wyvern. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know.
But yeah, they weren't like in either deserts or mountains, so I don't know where they. I think they're in the same area, but we're just roaming around like swamps, and every now and then you find one. It was, ugh.
Yeah. I figured I was watching where everybody was because I was feeling pretty confident early on, but you just couldn't level up.
Yeah, and level 17, which you needed, was like 14,000 experience. It was a very long slog.
I was only level 12. It took me forever to get up to level 2. So, but yeah, it was a fun seed. It was fun. Everybody did real well.
Was there any anyone get that wolf lore at the beginning? I didn't know they were worth a bunch till afterwards, but I thought if someone managed to get one early, that could be big too.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice the wolf lord until much later on.
I couldn't kill it early either, but I was just wondering if someone got it somehow.
I got a few of them just west of Hawks and tried to stay there, but there were also wyverns right there. So I ended up, I think I probably took down 10 or 12 of them before moving on.
I liked Wyverns. I liked Wyverns until they dodged my attack and hit me for 75, and then I said, no.
Ouch. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't get a dodge from a wyvern. They were pretty good.
Okay, this does remind me of one thing, Ryguy. You had that one night encounter.
I'm sad. I was going for a record. I was going to keep going until like I only got 5, I think. We could have done so much better.
Yeah, they're pretty dodgy, but 5 consecutive dodges is pretty crazy, no matter what kind of enemy it is.
But yeah, GG thanks everyone for the race, and of course everyone volunteering. As always, we appreciate it.
absolutely. Thank you to everybody. I enjoyed these races so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming together so quickly to get this put on so that now we can watch everyone else fight through this for the rest of the week.
And laugh. So
Suckers.
Or cry when they get really easy seeds like the one we have, but they need 500 experience for level 17.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. So I went into Sharlock just for the heck of it. Because I thought everybody is finished. I might as well just go in and see what's going on there. And if, sometimes you get lucky.
I say with short Sharlock, the spike tile is a possibility too. I went and checked that, and that was no good either. So there was just
yeah.
This was a real fun race, real close for a while, and then Highspirits got out to a pretty good lead there. But it was an exciting, fun one to watch, even if it was maybe a little bit boring or nerve-wracking, or both at the same time to do the extended grind. But this was a fantastic one for us to watch, I think.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll try to stomach that at some point this week, I'm sure.
I don't ever expect to do anything better than last race. I was surprised. Although it was only 2 people, I came in second.
That's 3 points.
I know. I was like, 4th from the bottom, which for me is amazing. So. I keep thinking one day I'll get better.
Oh, I'm sure your races are getting better as you keep going.
I think they actually are, but every once in a while you get one where you just can't get anywhere. What can you do?
Well, especially Winter League, there's so many random flags. I mean, like this week, who knows what you literally don't know what you're getting. I know I messed up a flag last week that cost me it. So yeah, there's so many little things going on that anything could doom you in any given week. So
I was just happy it wasn't Invisible Hero.
I was very happy about that also.
I didn't bonk that many NPCs. I thought I'd hit way more. I didn't hit that many. I was surprised.
Yeah, they all stayed out of my way, I thought. Yeah. Except for the Grinham folks, but they're always in the way.
Yeah, speaking of which, it wasn't vanilla searches apparently. I got the armor and the flute and just assumed everything was vanilla, and then the Cantling guy told me to go fight, and I was like, excuse me? No, I need numbers from you, bud. What the heck?
I had the exact same sequence of thoughts.
I did, but I found the grave first before keys. So when I saw the sword and harp in the top, I'm like, yeah, it's probably not anymore. Or in Garenham. Wait, that was with the keys. Never mind. Well, sword and token, that's what it is. I was so confused. It's late. I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah, I think me too. I'm hungry. Good race. Thank you, everybody.
GG's.
GG's. Thank you.
See y'all next time. Congrats, ryguy.
GG. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, and that's going to be the end of our first race of week 4. We've got some races coming up tomorrow and Wednesday, so be on the lookout. There should be plenty. Here we go. We got a schedule coming for you. Tomorrow we've got Group 1 at 8. We've got Group 6 at 9. We've got Group 8 at 10:30. So an action-packed day. I'm not sure that all of those will get restreamed, but we'll have to see. But some pretty good action. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we got the channel set up. We got control. We got access to RPG Limit Break again. The Suikoden Marathon, the Suikothon is over. It was fun watching it though. But yeah, so if you want to volunteer, we could use your help. Please let us know. With that said, I believe we're going to go ahead and raid over to Speed Gaming 2 for a Z1R tournament race between our very own DK9146 and Chess Jerk, a matchup of 2-0s where DK has very much pointed out that he has something around a 5% or 10% win rate against him. So root him on or root on whoever you want. Thanks again on behalf of our restreamer Archfield Monk, our trackers RG365 and Artorias 308, and my co-commentator Hoodie Two Shoes. I've been Aaron to you too. Thank you all very much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.